He said very specifically, depending on the questions you ask, you could be arrested or not. And I said, listen to what you're saying. You're saying the U.S. government has control over my questions and will arrest me if I ask the wrong question? How are we better than Putin if that's true? Killing Navalny during the Munich Security Conference in the middle of a debate over $60 billion in Ukraine funding? Maybe the Russians are dumb. I didn't get that vibe at all. I don't think we kill people in other countries to affect election outcomes. Oh, wait. No, we do it a lot and have for 80 years. The following is conversation with Tucker Carlson, a highly influential and often controversial political commentator. When he was at Fox, Time magazine called him the most...
Got the goods.
If you have sciatic nerve pain, do not drink cold water. Do you know what the number one vitamin at Walmart is for sciatic nerve pain? When I was suffering from sciatic nerve pain in my back down my left leg, not only was I having to deal with it, but to make matters worse, I was also confused. That's because every expert I talked to gave me different advice. Some said it was because I had a bulging disc, and another therapist said it's because my back and core muscles are too weak. But every time I followed their advice, I wouldn't see the results I hoped for. That's when I discovered a shocking study from the North American Spine Institute. Here's what I learned. Did you know that sciatic nerve pain often has nothing to do with a bulging disc?
Doing this rice method in the morning burns 14 pounds a week. If you are struggling to lose weight and you're over 25, then you need to hear this. People are burning 2.2 pounds of fat each day as they use this rice method before 10 a.m. I am Deborah, a 56-year-old mother of 2 and grandmother of 4. Let me show you this for a minute. I was ashamed of myself after trying and failing so many times to burn off stubborn flab, until I discovered this special 7-second rice method to melt off stubborn pounds on command. You've probably heard that once you have kids, your body will never be the same. You'll have to accept the extra flab around your waist and arms, the muffin top that spills over your jeans, and the saggy skin that hangs from your belly. But what if I told you that?
Can you smell me now? No. Sorry, I skimmed food for lunch. Can you smell me now?
No, not a thing. You smell this? No, that's why I'm telling you, I'm all blocked up. I can't smell anything.
Here, come with me.
Can you smell me now? Still nothing. No.
Here, try this.
Oh, clear?
Can you smell me now?
Yes. God. Yes. Why do you smell
Like what?
just your body's trying to tell you something. There's something wrong. It's not like a natural smell. It's like a must. It smells like a medical, like a waste bin. Like something in you is dying.
So it works. Nothing beats the power of clear. Nothing.
Shop clear.com and use promo code LWC20 for 20% off your first purchase, along with free shipping on orders over $30. Clear. Wash your nose.
Glad to be with you. We have oh look, CNN is talking about Supreme Court hearing arguments on emergency abortion care. So, tell us what you really think. Run on today. Really excited. We actually have a guest on the show, David Robinson, who is going to be releasing for the first time his exclusive report on TikTok, the interference, and just how bad it is, and the capabilities, for example, of the communist Chinese government. So this is the first time that anyone in the United States is going to be seeing this because of the vote that just passed regarding the TikTok bill. Sorry, I mean bill that included $60 billion to Ukraine and tag TikTok on there. We talking about that. We talking about Donald Trump. Hey, look, you can comment if you think he's right. They're claiming he's in violation of the gag order, and right away he just went to attacking the judge, the former vice president. He's got everything. And I think it's actually a pretty smart approach. Either you have to lay low and win in court, or if you think it's really an exercise in futility, then just make it all white noise. Where at a certain point people just get exhausted and go, we don't care, okay. Stormy Daniels is going to say some embarrassing stuff. Donald Trump's going to say some. Let's go back to what we used to care about with someone running for president. And we also have an eye on India because the Indian Prime Minister has been roasting Islamists. I don't know if you know what's going on there in India, but it's pretty funny. Mm-hmm. It's pretty funny, and we're looking forward to that segment because run through. There's a lot that you won't see that'll be in the Friday Scrapyard show for Mug Club members. So, and I love this, the lead-in to our guest. Yes, to our very revered guest is an Eye on India. So if at some point, and by at some point I mean during the Eye on India segment, you absolutely will see this. I don't know where to rumble because Well, YouTube doesn't want any of this. It's a live show. Weekdays, 10 a.m. Eastern. You can always watch it, even if we are not on YouTube. Number 2, Captain Morgan, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you? Are you
Fine.
Are you breathing better now?
I know. I realize I don't breathe when I
I
talk.
had to remind you because a second ago you were talking and I'm like, you went like that.
I
was
did
like,
that.
okay.
Yeah, I learned how to take shallow breaths for a long time.
I also realized that I didn't put on any powder as well.
Oh, gross.
I don't think I look. You guys tell me. Do I look bad?
He looks.
Tell me. No.
Yeah,
You guys,
comment below. Leave a comment. Do you like Gerald just the way God made him?
Somebody give me a frying pan and some chicken.
Big
Hey.
smile on these eyes.
Hey.
That oil.
Hey, now.
Stop it.
When you hear him and you hear the song, you know him, you love him. But you mostly thank him for his service.
Baby, I like it.
You always thank him for his service. You can watch his comedy special, American. That's the title on Mug Club, the first comedy special there. Mr. Firestein, how are you?
Good. Yeah, please watch my special if you haven't. Watch it on Mug Club. It is demonetized on YouTube already.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it really? Come on.
Yeah, it's already demonetized.
That's probably our fault.
I'm not sure if it's because I said the R word or if or because of my friends.
But you have the right to say the R word.
No, I have the right to do a lot of things. I believe in that. Yeah,
That's a nice way of saying what Nick said. He's like, it's your fault. You're radioactive. I'm like, I'm not the reason you got kicked out of a bar. Yeah. Sorry about that. But
Well,
good thing is people can still see it.
things happen. We made like $40, so
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm rolling in it.
All that big YouTube money, the Benjamins. And I want to, again, reiterate David Robinson. Not the David Robinson you're thinking of.
Not the Admiral.
Possibly the best looking man to have ever played professional sports. That David Robinson.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a man who actually is a CEO of a malware analysis firm called Malcore, and he is going to be breaking down the entire kind of TikTok report here today that he is releasing. And this has to do with things like tracking, permissions, compromised security, and data that goes straight to China. This is not a Dominion voting machine with some kind of a graph that doesn't exist. This is something that has been studied by an expert. It's actively happening, so I get it. People who are anti-censorship, yep, I understand it. This is not about banning TikTok. This is about ensuring that TikTok is not effectively used as, well, let's go, a weapon of war.
Yeah.
A weapon of war as it relates to the information age. A lot of interesting stuff there. Looking forward to picking his brain. Before that, here's a woman
There's a problem.
with face tattoos who is surprised that she's not being hired. And she suspects that the reason they gave her, and I'll give her credit here, that the reason is not the real reason. She may have a point. Guess the real reason.
So I wanted to come on here and talk about something that is really
I can already guess
starting to annoy me.
Oh.
So
Satan
I applied
on your
for
neck.
a
Got
job at TJ
thinking
Maxx
blonde
a
hair.
few weeks ago, and they denied my application. They couldn't even call me. They just sent me some automated email. So I went in today and I was like, so what was the reason I didn't get hired?
Pause. Maybe because you look like Castlevania. Play.
And she was like, oh, like, you just, like, don't have enough experience. There was candidates that had, like, more experience
Pause.
than you.
That's likely also true, including the realm of life experience, as displayed by the upside-down Satan on your neck. Play.
And, you know, I asked her if it was about my tattoos, obviously, because I know a lot of places don't like tattoos.
Pause.
She said that wasn't the reason.
If they told you that your tattoos had nothing to do with it, they're lying. Play.
And I don't feel like that's true, but whatever, I'll
It
leave it
is.
at that. So I'm just wondering how, like, teenagers and young adults who haven't had a job before, how are they supposed to get employed if these places are only hiring people with
Without
experience?
saying
So
tattoo- oh, experience.
younger people just can't get a job because they haven't worked enough. So, like, they'll deny a 16-year-old a job because they don't have enough work experience. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
It almost is as if it makes perfect sense. So a 16-year-old gets denied a job for someone with more experience? Yeah. Also not Satan tattoos. And whatever it is on your arm that we can never tell, by the way. I know you want to talk about the art. It's just one big giant ink blotch.
I'm guessing it's a mistake that
Yes.
she covered up with another mistake.
What I also appreciate is she had the judgment to consider that one tattoo a mistake, but the others stay put. So,
Yeah, definitely. These ones are the good ones.
yeah, these are the good ones. Those are the ones that made the cut. Here's how this actually works: is young people without experience have to work jobs typically that are at the bottom of the barrel, so that they can work their way up. But these inevitably end up being jobs that you think are beneath you. I guarantee you there are jobs out there for you. Have you considered a foundry?
Yeah, construction sites aren't really discriminating on face
That's
tattoos.
right. Carpentry in Haiti. Yeah.
Yeah, when you build fire pits.
But that's where they have to make the dirt cookies.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
You do have to cook them. Are there no consequences for actions like, look, by the way, and I'm not anti-tattoo, but there's a big difference between that and having a few tattoos. And you can't be angry at someone for taking it into consideration, especially if, I don't know, it's a sales job. I think she mentioned TJ Maxx. Take that shit to Marshall's.
She couldn't cover her tattoos if she wore a burqa to
No,
work.
she couldn't.
It's not like she had a little sleeve or something over here. And then she had, I think, 8 piercings on the top. 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom, plus the nose ring. And I'm like, you're a walking resume. And when I see it, I'm like, no, you've made bad life decisions. You'll probably screw up the job too.
And there were undoubtedly people along the way who said, you probably shouldn't get that face tattoo.
Maybe her last job.
Okay, I forgot you do everything. And then a few years later, the video. You made your bed. Enjoy it.
That's gonna hurt to get them removed.
I think that she maybe was a bad tattoo artist
Really?
and just can't make it in the industry. Everyone's like, no, it's not. You're terrible. You have to find a job. It's like IT Max was like, I've been trying.
They want what it's like out there in the real world.
And she probably got dumped by her tattoo boyfriend.
Yeah. You probably shouldn't have used yourself as the blank canvas to test new work.
Don't worry, she'll get hired as a kindergarten teacher.
Yes.
So, doesn't make any sense. What? Your skin?
Oh, yeah. It doesn't make any sense. What we lose to young people lose to people with experience? I don't understand how those two phrases come together. It doesn't make any sense. Place of employment, employ people with experience. This is where you've reached the point.
So it's TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
This is funny. No offense to anybody. You know, it's a normal job for the job, but it's not like
That's nuts.
It's not like a job that really requires experience.
Not a ton, but being nice.
Fold a shirt.
Can you fold a shirt? Can you be presentable?
You answer questions from people who are not terrified of you.
Yes, exactly.
We often get old women and get old, frail ladies.
Yes.
And they come in here. They're going to be afraid of you because this TJ Maxx is at strip mall near a bus stop, and
Yes.
you look like a robber.
Yeah. The elephant man walks into the interview right after. She's like, oh, yeah, at least he's going to get some job now. He looks normal compared to this lady.
It's just always funny to me, like, don't judge a book by its cover when they focused entirely on the cover. You have decided.
Pages. My cover.
The only thing on the page is, what do they call that header that just lists the title of the book? So it's like the cover.
She, in fact, messed up the cover once before and had to cover it up.
Yeah.
And make a new cover.
It's like if she was Treasure, the cover would say Treasure Island, and there'll be blank pages except for that part that says Treasure Island. Like, I saw that on the cover. Like, yeah, wait, don't judge me by my cover. It's only cover. You clearly want this to be the first thing that people see. You want to get attention from people, and then bemoan them for giving you the kind of attention that you demanded. Anyway, my point is, you make mistakes, live with them. Hey, don't make the mistake of not cleaning your nose. We've talked about this as a company that we've worked with now. I've been using it for many, many years. I was glad to get them as a sponsor. Go to clear.com, xclear.com, use the promo code LWC20, and you get 20% off. Read the data there as it relates to flu, rhinovirus, even COVID. And I can say that. Think about this. I can say that it's effective that it would be effective in reducing transmission of COVID to 90-something%. I can legally say that. You can't say that about many things. You brush your teeth, clean your nose. It's that simple.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It helps with allergies too.
Yes, it does.
Like, I'm not struggling nearly like these.
And I know you say that, but there are clinical trials that exist that say it does. We can legally say that. Isn't that fun? We don't have to do a podcast where we say, hey, this will increase your testosterone by 600%. You go, do you have any papers? No. Go to clear.com. All right.
Did the captain fly off it? That was kind of funny.
The cat was enthusiastic.
Woo!
Yeah, baby.
Preach it.
Put me in the nose.
I wanted to get away from face tattoo lady. I don't think. So, all right.
Not up that nose. There's hardware in there. Maybe if she take the diamonds out of her bull ring, it'll come out of her lips.
Is it a diamond?
No,
I have
obviously
no
not.
idea.
It's fake bedazzled.
Oh, it was a cubic zirconia.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
they're just
disqualifying.
straight up glass.
Yeah, that's. All right, let's go to this really quickly. It's day 2 of the Trump trial, or day 2 of the Trump trial. Are we day 3 today, or day 2 was?
Day 2 was yesterday.
Was yesterday, that's right. So we're day 3. And there were arguments about whether Trump violated the gag order, which is kind of silly because other people are not gagged, and the media clearly is not gagged. I mean, if you want to act as though this is a sealed courtroom and you have no information, just tune into CNN for any minutes at any point during the day. It's all they do. I wish I was obsessed with anything as much as they are obsessed with the Trump trial. So after the court was adjourned yesterday, President Trump stepped out and. Now, typically with a gag order, you wouldn't say anything.
Yes.
Hence the term gag. But he immediately bitched about the gag order effectively and just was throwing 7 different kinds of smoke immediately.
And by the way, this class is all night. This is all night, just in case anybody has any questions. And they're giving me their products. It's freezing, by the way. So, giving me that He's out on the stage, it's probably in the day. He's in case he has any he knows what he's doing. He can't put 2 sentences together. And like not some new gag on it, I unbelievably put things together that Jim recants himself. Very simple. On the school, just never told one of them stuff me now. You've never done you think that never happened. Inflation never happened. Young president of the country, and he's the one as he should always be thinking. Thank you very much.
Right, I hate to see when he's not gagged.
How do you think you're going to be able to make him not see? Yeah, like if he does anything in his life, it is rage tweet.
Right, exactly. That's the only. And by the way, it's kind of brilliant. Every time he can turn it into a campaign style effectively because they've got a hamstring, make lemonade out of lemons at that point. These are all valid points.
He just leans into it. I love it. He just takes it head on because it's like, hey, don't talk about the judge. You mean that corrupt judge?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that not the purpose of the gag order? Is to knowingly that he's gonna, violate it,
Right.
and then you put him away for some bullshit charge?
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that kind of like the point?
Exactly. They want him to go
Any
to court with trumped up charges.
Yeah.
They want him to go and have to deal with it while the media speculates, all this press, he says nothing. And there's kind of 2 approaches here. You either have to keep your head down because you know you've got it's a deadlock, the win, and kind of go through the process and then take a victory lap when you win. Or if you know that it's a lost cause, you just right from the get-go, you don't follow the orders as far as gag orders, you defend yourself, and at a certain point it becomes white noise. What they're hoping happens, Stormy Daniels will take the stand, a bunch of people will take the stand, they'll have some embarrassing personal information, and everyone will fling mud. They hope it damages Donald Trump. But the truth is, at that point, it's just all going to be a circus, and people will be exhausted with it. Donald Trump he's using the play of exhaustion. The media wants to exhaust you over this? All right, fine, he will too. By the time they get to their star witnesses, you don't care. Why? Because inflation. You don't care. Why? Because 7.5 million illegal immigrants have crossed the border, or at least that we know of in this last year. You don't care anymore. Why? Because you probably have to work 2 or 3 jobs. You don't care anymore. Why? Because we're involved in more foreign conflict than we were really at any point during President Trump's history, at any point that I can think of, going back to, 2007. That's why you don't care at that point. You don't care what some washed-up, tired ex-porn star has to say about taxes.
Oh, that washed up. Those titties floated around.
Oh, geez.
Well, the courtroom's cold.
Ah.
They're planning ahead.
I love how he said that in the courtroom. By the way, it's cold.
The courtroom's cold. It's the only way you make those tired, stormy tits presentable. Firms the epidermis. She needs it. Loose skin. In other news, Steven Seagal's Wanda Punani is now officially 20 years old. He went through the process of recording that entire song and releasing it.
Yes.
Wait, I thought he was Russian or Japanese or Native American
Or black.
or black
yeah.
at one point.
All of those.
Oh, wow.
Look, I'm part Russian, and I'm part black because I used to play down in Detroit. And I think that I need to do a song about how I like vagina. It doesn't get talked about enough.
Did you make
Yeah, he said, oh, this thing is stupid. Yes. I was so stupid. Oh, yeah. And then I would play. And I'd talk about how much I love it. Bad things, huh?
We know. Yes. We know. It's not a shocker. So immediately after the judge ended the hearing, Donald Trump tried to do Truth Social on Instagram, and he didn't look at it. Highly conflicted, to put it mildly. All caps, by the way. Judge Warren Merchant has taken away my constitutional right to free speech. Everyone is allowed to talk and lie about me, but I am not allowed to defend myself. Not allowed. This is a kangaroo woman, and the judge should accuse himself. I don't know how that kangaroo is working out. What is exactly the problem? The judge brought it in the kangaroo because of him going to social media and putting up posts like that. So the very first thing he does, I guarantee you, he had this written beforehand, and as soon as it went gavel down, he's like, yes, sit. Just put it right up. Like, what are you going to do, judge? I've got to imagine that his lawyers have been making bruises on their forehead. Because, okay, the key is right now, just lay low, don't say anything. He's like a child who just has to rebel at this. And by the way, I love this about him. Yeah, don't say anything. Don't get yourself in the hot water, right? Specifically me, don't talk about Stormy Daniels, don't talk about the finance. And not only does he do all of that, he makes it all the way down the list to the temperature. It's like, don't say anything. I don't say anything about this being a kangaroo court. Corrupt. You're an awful judge. She's a whore, and it's cold in here. Exactly fine.
Well, I mean, at least at that point, you can't refute one thing. And
No,
there's truth in there because everyone else like, yeah, it was pretty cold in there.
Yes, it was pretty cold, right?
The coffee was ruined within 5 minutes.
Yep. It was, you know what? He has a point. He has a point. You may not like his tone, but what he's saying is great. Hit the like button if you think they should make that climate in the courtroom a little more comfortable for the court. Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think it's in the title.
I'm a 68 to 71 guy. That's right. Yeah. I think that's a good range. Yeah. Depending on the thermostat. Let's go to India. That place is hot. So.
Oh yeah. Make me so hot.
Oh jeez. You want the banana? So. We've talked quite a bit on this program, and I'm doing this back to 2009, really, about the incompatibility of Islam and really Western civilization. And I'm not just talking about the religion, I'm talking about the political prescription. Yeah, right. Dr. Ben Carson got into so much trouble because he said actually the Quran, Sharia law are incompatible with the Constitution, and they accused him of racism at that point. Islam is not the same as every other religion out there in that there's a very clearly defined political prescription and system of government. Here's the thing, we're not the only ones to have highlighted this. Pretty much every country in the world that doesn't want to live under Islamic rule has come to that conclusion, which brings us to this week's ayah.
All right. Tool Man is so happy we finally got to use that.
We did.
You should keep 2 eyes on India.
Yes. It's been a while. So, India, they're in the middle of a big 6-week election. And it's hilarious. In 6 weeks, they bring everybody, take it up with the minion machine with a shirt letting it go one beat seat like that. Huge country. It is, but they do the picture. Yeah, for the guy in the middle, I think the only person in that region who's going to vote, they made sure he had they're committed. They are committed. Even the guys needs to move. Yeah, it's weird. That's the thing. Okay. Prime Minister, make sure they just
understand the culture here. You know, I get it. Different strokes, just make your own. So, guys, if you expected more mature, so the team forces right away. Nice comment. Yes, you see it at yes. These legacy accounts, thank you for the comments. Except this actually society and technology has gone through the Industrial Revolution. No country that has been successful through this idea of multicultural. That is something that they recognize in India. And if you look into the history, you go, oh, okay, this isn't just racism. They've lived it, and they are living it. So a key fact here, first key fact is man, pretty. You were saying that he is racist. That's what you were saying that 75% of Indians are affected by racism. Nice. Yeah, the Malay's doing great in Argentina right now. Jeez. Right. And he, by the way, is also pretty big about a national identity. Another key fact. He's basically kind of make India great again, I guess. But he got. Yeah, he got. Make India. Be okay. So he promotes Hindu culture. Nationalism. And by the way, 80% of Indians are Hindu. So that matters to him. It matters to seemingly a lot of Indians. And if you vilify him, you're vilifying the people in India. They should have a national identity. What happened to all cultures being equal? Here's another key factor. Is this man, his party, they have a pretty long history. Let me give you some of this here. In 2021, the Indian government placed the only Muslim majority state under direct government control. Now, you might see that, New York Times might see that and say, oh my gosh, fascism, racism. Guess what? They also in 2022 banned a Muslim group. It was Popular Front of India, direct tied to terrorism. That's right. It would be nice if we did that with our college campus and my daughter, but hey, India is actually ahead of us on that. We can take some notes from India. Now, if you don't remember this, in 2008, right, with the by terror attack, right, let's just take 174 people killed, over 300 people injured. There's been a long history with India. I can't all of it, but Islam, Hinduism, but there's been conflict. This is not something that is new to them. And so they say, hold on a second, we need to put this only Muslim majority state under control. Why? Well, because historically, if they get the power of the majority, they start killing people. And it concerns them because they've lived it. They have to live with it in India. You don't, UK or DNC here in the United States. So you say racism, and they say, I want the friend done. I saw what happened in my country during this history, and I don't have to get things recognized. That is what medical prescription represents. So that's 75%. That's not valuable. This guy, let's count it. Many people know that cow urine is beneficial and that it has lots of herbs in it. So by and large, he just said was many people drink coffee. I don't think so. The benefit, it has herbs in it. What's your control group? Death? Yeah. Look at me. I'm the dad of this. Bring that guy back up. Yeah, bring that guy back up. He's the spokesperson for the cow piss movement.
Yeah, and then they go on to that special to say,
Look at that.
they
Top medical official.
he's not representative of all of medicine in India. Of
course not.
They actually use medicine that works. This guy just really has a thing for cow urine.
Yeah. Keep it coming. What ailments does it cure? Well, thirst,
Yes.
hunger.
Are there better options for thirst? Yes, maybe.
Yeah, there's options.
You could have something that is not cow pee.
Where do you get your herbs?
I prefer cow pee.
Can I get my herbs?
Yeah, can I just get it?
I mean, you have to supplement your herbs.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a bottle of herb supplements.
Can I just take it from the herb garden and not drink the cow pee?
It's right here. I got a bucket. I got a pea guy. He puts it in the bucket.
You don't know that too. What do we like, the filtering of a cow? It's gross. For me, it's cow pee.
Your platform and you only see your results. Inflation, down, the economy's roaring, no new wars, added toilets. I'm not certain. It would be kind of funny to see Trump campaigning on that, though. Toilets, man. You must have had a lot of vacancies. Hey, I could use a couple more toilets myself, to be honest. Yeah, well, we don't need any more in it.
It's not that.
We're seeing the Donald Trump of, right? He's the Donald Trump of India right now. He's focusing on trying to make India better and people. And he also wants to edge like this. Yes. And he's eating it. That's
Try to not be beaten. Let's go even further, though. Aside from the corrupt, let's go to how this plays out in practice. We've talked about this before. Across the world, 198 million Muslims. 198 million Muslims worldwide support the use of at least some violence in the realm of conflict, in the realm of people converting, in the realm of basically anyone not following lockstep with Islam. 198 million Muslims worldwide support some use of violence. The people who support use of violence strongly is still well over 50 million. But don't set that number or they'll kill you. And in India, by contrast, Hindus there believe in ahimsa as a principle of non-violence. Yeah? Like that's a big part of Hinduism. Now, you may prefer Islam, have to recognize that Hinduism is different from Islam, and they respect it. I'm not, for example, like the concern special. Free for Indian was launch vehicle. By the way, 104 and full as something. Yeah, no, great. Okay, with the 16, so, your children, you can give to no fault divorce here in the States. He can say divorce 3 times, go to Sharia court. Good enough for us. You lose your rights, Mom. That's a Sharia court. This isn't something that white conservative conspiracy theorists have meant. 3 and 4 Indians support actual Sharia courts. Are you familiar with Sharia law? Please comment below if you are. Have you seen it in practice? Are you aware of this law? How do you think this stands up for AI plus? And then subdue rainbow. Yes. I mean, it has happened in the UK where they had Sharia law courts. The Sharia courts were instituted in certain areas. And I don't know if you remember this, but several years back, it's still this way, you don't hear about it much, there were no-go zones. I don't know of any other people who comes in and says, we're not going to abide by your nation's laws. We want to set up our own courts to handle this stuff. And also, by the way, you're not allowed in this part of the city that we've moved to. Right? Like, that doesn't happen. That's not somebody coming in to try to be a part of your society. That's somebody coming in to take over your society. Right? And these guys, let's just be clear too, India and Pakistan have never been friends. These guys are going to fight this when we are in. That's something that they're going to do.
Oh, and
Even though in the first place, that's kind of internationally to contain the violence that doesn't spread to other countries. However, other countries that are even remotely tolerant of what happens, whenever the Islamic population grows, say, no, we want to start changing the country to our law. Any Islamic country or Islam has had anywhere that they're against my people. They see this is a tolerant people with this in the United States, you have 60% United States Muslim citizens justified attacking Israel. They don't like Israel, but they get their kids. 60% of Americans say
Mexico were saying, hey, wait a minute, we have a serious problem. Let's bring the problem to your front door.
You fucking kidding me?
Makes sense. I don't know everything about the Prime Minister, but you know what? I know. Hey.
I want to continue.
All right, we have our guests coming up here. I have to be corrected. It was never like guy from 7'. Like, no, he's not. I think like 6'11. He's tall, dude. 7'1. Like, fix that. None of this happens without you, of course. That's expensive. We have to all of the day, everything. None of this happens.
There it's almost like made it.
Last night, the Senate passed, of course, the massive foreign aid package. Ukraine is fighting the premise the border's been and then they also said,
Oh my
let's sprinkle
god.
in kind of this TikTok thing.
On this vote, the yeas are 79, the nays are 18. The motion to concur in the House amendment to the Senate amendment, H.R. 815, is agreed to.
Our allies around the world have been watching Congress for the last 6 months and wondering the same thing. When it matters most, will America summon the strength to come together, overcome the centrifugal pull of partisanship, and meet the magnitude of this moment? Tonight, under the watchful eye of history, the Senate answers this question with a thunderous and resounding yes.
Oh, no, wait, sorry. TikTok, it was a part of it. But they were talking about giving your money for more foreign content. I'm sorry, wait, they just rolled these things together. I think we have a video that is relating to TikTok, kind of a big deal. Let's see.
The Senate passed a bill that could either ban or force the sale of TikTok. The House passed it on Saturday. It was packaged with foreign aid for Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan. That bill now heads to President Biden's desk, and he's expected to sign it tomorrow.
There should be some kind of a law in the books that just says, well, you can't just put in one thing, 60 billion to Ukraine and 21 billion, whatever it is, to Israel and Gaza collectively. I believe the number, I guess, was Israel's 15 billion and another 9 billion to Gaza. You can't just put that in and then kind of as a footnote, the TikTok issue. It's kind of a big deal.
Things together.
People are going to ask questions. You have to do it separately. Doesn't it make comment on? Wouldn't that make sense to say no, separate? Bill to give 60 billion to Ukraine. Oh, that's right. They do it because they try and sandwich something in between something that is actually popular and has support, and then put something else that does not have the majority of support. So to give you an idea, again, we talked about this before. The parent company of TikTok, ByteDance, and they're going to have 9 months to sell TikTok to some kind of United States that policy. And let's have 9 months. 9 months to sell. I forgot. No. Yeah. I mean, I know they sell it. I know it's like David Robinson. That's pretty good. Hey, it's like me. So then you basically speak stuff. Yes. And this is something else that I know people have sort of censored just on television. And they kind of there's a history report, by the way, by a cybersecurity firm. Now, David Robinson said, TikTok was by far.
Oh, I'm not recording like recording.
That means that Gerald's Grindr profile is more secure than the average TikTok. Which that's
Should have been on Twitter.
Get out there, boys. Find him. Not 52, and also not on Grindr.
looking for a strong
We just saw that you were on Grindr. It was right here at Studio Joe. You can clearly see you're on Grindr. It's wrong for I mean, you lied on your profile. That's even worse too. You should be telling these these young men that you're more advisable.
You're giving them false hope. Your boys' names are little gay souls.
Yeah, they've got all these twinks have this whole pan fantasy, and you're just teasing them.
I'm like, yeah, I love how it's a very, very flattering picture.
It was. It is.
No, thank you. And also,
Look at this fucking thing go.
So, it's like, it could have been worse, where it's like a really unflattering picture. You look very good.
You do look different from 52.
Yeah, you look like a really good-looking 52-year-old. I don't know what it's like to be back, I guess. It's right here, Harold. Dude, I look good. I disagree with the rest, though. Yeah, and I know what some people are saying. Hey, are you with someone who's like insinuating sexual? Yeah. That's maybe it's funny because it's terrible. Yeah, it's funny because it's terrible. You know, funny because gangs sometimes it's fun. I don't care. I don't care. So here now, that's the first one in now. Let's see that. That's the issue. Understand issue. Let's see. Yeah. Yes, we do. I appreciate the effort ready to send the baby. You gotta be competing. You gotta be competing with the lower third that we had prepared that also says Melkor. But tell us a little bit to people who don't know before we get to this report, which is very alarming what you told us. Tell me about your company and how you got wrapped up with this TikTok issue. People don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, first, thanks for having me. I think it's a hey-ho. I just got back from the pub, actually, and there was a fat lady singing, because it's been quite a few years.
Yeah.
We've been, it's a mini war for TikTok, an extension for them. It's all I've known. We've been writing reports about TikTok for the last 3 to 4 years.
Bro! We need to lose, guys. We need to lose. I got shit I want to go do, man.
Collection issues, privacy issues.
This ain't right.
TikTok, basically, in their source code. Packs.
And
yeah.
Talk us through this new 2024 report that people watching right now have not seen. This is now going to be available to them. We've made it available on Crowder.com. Of course, full credit. I recommend people go and check you guys out for work doing. Walk us through it and how to compare it to the other reports. Different. Necessarily followed. 2024 report.
Yeah.
What is it?
So we have Melkor is basically a malware analysis platform where we can put any phone app into it and it spits out all the permissions, all the code severity warnings, all the things that are in the app and how it acts basically. So our platform will give you a score based on the software development kits that is loaded in the app, the permissions the app requires on the phone, whether it's given or not, and also the code severity warnings. So we just objectively score all the social media companies, all the big ones and the little ones, and we basically revert to the DC and our complete.
What the fuck?
So the biggest thing that happened in our 2022